Welcome back, everyone. Jamie Schwartzwald in with Tammy Wilson. She's a candidate for the Republican nomination to Alaska House District 3. Tammy, how are you doing?
Fine. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for coming down.
No problem.
All right. Well, our first kind of standard question we're asking everybody, were you born in Alaska? And if not, when did you come here and what brought you here?
Well, I wasn't born in Alaska. I was born in southern Illinois. Excellent. And what brought me to Alaska was we did a lot of traveling with our children. And we hit 49 states because the other one is a little hard to drive to. Yeah. And we all just fell in love with Alaska. Been living here over 10 years now. Our kids are now out of the house, working here, and it was the best choice my husband and I have ever made.
Excellent. August 19th primary is less than a month away. How have you approached your campaign thus far?
Oh, to me, it's all door to door. I think I've hit over 1,300 doors at this point because it's about getting to the people. Mm-hmm. They don't have time to always come see us. So I want to know what's on their mind. You know, did we make the right decision, the wrong decision? What are some things that government's doing that's well and what things aren't working so well? And just having those conversations sitting out there on their table and enjoying the weather when it's not raining, you know, and just understanding, you know, what's going on that level is so important.
What are some of the things, maybe some concerns that you've heard that are kind of alarming to you from your constituents as you've been out?
It's really the government overreach. It used to be we talked about the EPA, we talked about the federal government, and people kind of heard it on an upper level, but now it's gotten to where it has impacted people on every level. You know, whether it has to do with air quality, whether it has to do with trucking, it has to do with businesses. They are right now ruling what's happening in our state, and we just can't let it continue.
Mm-hmm. The state is facing a $1.4 billion budget gap this fiscal year. Current outlooks show potential for budget shortfalls possibly 10 years out. Is the key to dealing with this seeking more sources of revenue, or maybe the state tightening its belt a little bit more?
We have to tighten our belt. Government has kept growing and growing. A lot of programs that we have now were started by federal dollars, and we have to ask ourselves, would we have started that program if we weren't given federal monies? And if we would have, now what are the statistics? Are they really working or not? Because we have made cuts kind of just across the board type. We're to a point now you're going to have to look at the programs and say, are they working or are they not? But absolutely we have to tighten our belts.
Gotcha. As an incumbent state representative, you were present at a July 1st public meeting with state transportation officials regarding safety issues on Badger Road, which is in the district you were running to represent. As a result of that meeting, FMAT's put a study in their Unified Planning Work Program. The study is funded. First off, do you agree with the study, and should that study be funded from the state level?
We definitely need to look at Badger Road. It's kind of a major road in a residential area, and there's so many pullouts. But even besides that meeting, I had a meeting with those who lived on Badger Road, and we took a lot of their suggestions and pretty much put them in with DOT and said, if we do this, how much will it cost? You know, and if we do that, so maybe putting speed signs so you know how fast you're going to start with. Maybe a yellow blinking light on the major intersections like they have now going Steves and Bennett, just to warn. We get a lot of military, a lot of new people who don't realize how busy some of these intersections are. So what can we do first that, you know, are less expensive but still get that point? Why we look into, is reducing the speed something we should do? You know, our traffic lights, you know, you always want to react when something horrible happens, but having a study done to find out what the issues are right now, what could be some short-term solutions, middle and long-term solutions. And we should do those on all of our major roads, which we do, so absolutely should be funded, so we're making the right choice for that area.
Phase 1 of the interior gas utility natural gas distribution line will encompass much of the district you are running to represent. Do you agree with the municipally owned utility, and do you believe they can deliver their gas at the cost they've said they will?
We need affordable gas. And what my concerns are right now is it's not just the price of the gas, but the converting as well. And so, you know, we've heard a lot about taking it between oil and gas and whether or not it's going to be affordable there. Well, we're burning wood and coal out there. And as we see technology, we're getting gasifiers, which are becoming cleaner and cleaner. And a lot of my district won't see it for many, many years. You know, you're starting with the city, of course, but then it gets to where the houses are further and further apart. If they can do it affordable and guarantee that it's going to be that way before people have to try to convert, and that we make the conversions at a level they can, absolutely we need to see that's the only way we're going to meet air quality is if we have gas. But at the same time, it has to be affordable. My concern right now is my understanding that it's possible that the trucking project may need more money And if they need more money, are we going to delay it even more? Because we're delayed a year already. We can't wait another year. People are moving because they can't afford to live here. And that is so sad that you made your life here and you have to sell it because of energy costs. When we see it in Juneau and Anchorage and other places that are affordable, we need it here as well. So for me, is watching and making sure that the delivery is at an affordable rate and that it's not tied to oil and will keep going up like it does.
How can North Pole and the interior as a whole rebound from the closure of the refinery, Flint Hills refinery out in North Pole?
Well, we had to look for a buyer. Hopefully we can find a buyer to do with it. It's also, I just had a resolution signed by the governor to look at the quality bank and how it impacts Petrostar and how it impacted Flint Hills, making our in-state refineries competitive while we wait for affordable energy. We have to keep that strength. A good first step was that we're also looking at a water source for those who have the sulfalane. But we also have to make sure that it's affordable for them because, again, they weren't part of that. And also, I've heard these words of annexation. We cannot force them into an annexation, forced to be part of something because of something someone else did. So, we want to take care of their problems so somebody will be able to buy it, but it can't be on the backs of others.
Kind of a different type of question. What book are you currently reading, or what's the last book that you did read?
Well, the last book I read was on education, actually. It was I can't think of the name of the title right now, but basically it's how to break loose of all the regulations that there are. Somebody from Delaware, we were calling to see how they were doing, gave it to us, because it's not about making more regulation or making more laws. It's about breaking out of that cycle that everybody gets into and helping people be more innovative and utilizing the talents of teachers, and it's an awesome book.
Excellent. You read it on paper or Kindle?
I read on paper. I'm still a paper girl.
Old school.
Old school, yeah. I'm in front of a computer so much during the day that it's so nice to pick up a book and then just be able to put a bookmarker in and come back to it, and then you can take it on the plane or anywhere you go.
Excellent. All right, Tammy, well, I want to wish you the best of luck in the upcoming primary, and thank you for coming down and making time for us.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. We are moving on. I would like to encourage you to get out and vote, and I'd also like to encourage you to stay tuned to News 13 for sports with Michael Ives.